Hi, everybody. My name is Danielle Nadler, Executive Director with the Loudoun Education Foundation, and we are here for another episode of Ready, Set, Grow. I'm so excited today to be joined by our summer intern, Marella. Thank you so much for coming. We've so enjoyed having Marella all summer, and even she'll share a little bit about it, but we even got to work alongside her in the spring with the capstone project and job for a day in the fall. But first, Marella, would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I am a rising senior and I'm going to John Champ High School. I originally founded this internship from our Job for a Day program that runs through all the high schools in LCPS.
I'm going to share about Job for a Day. It's really Loudoun County Public Schools, with some support from LEF, they've really worked hard to connect more students, sophomores and juniors, to potential future careers and opening up opportunities at businesses and trying to encourage businesses and nonprofits to invite students for one day to get a glimpse of what it's like to work for them or to work in their industry. So I'm just personally curious, how did you hear about Job for a Day? And then what made you want to do it?
So, our school does during our free periods, they do presentations on any important events or any upcoming important details that we may need to know. And our counselor briefly talked about it, but we have a website for our high school. I believe it's called School Links, where we can see all these important dates and it gives us all the details. One day I listened to it while we were in our free period and I was really interested just to check it out and see what else I may have to learn. And it gave me the opportunity to sign up and pick my major. It gave me a bunch of different options on what I could potentially do and gave me more information about what I could do.
And what made you say yes to that opportunity? What made you choose, whether you chose LEF or chose nonprofit field?
I've always felt like I have a passion for nonprofit or specifically just helping people in general. I love volunteering on my off time, whether it's for sports or for LEF for my internship, because I'm really invested, especially seeing all the students in our school and awareness that needs to be held because of LEF, especially during Fueled, our food insecurity program. That's something I didn't even know about before I came into this. And so I was really excited to see all the new opportunities that our students could have because I'm sure that just like me, they're not informed and definitely not as informed as they should be.
We're really working hard on getting that message out. And that sometimes when we hear about from whether it's school administrators or students saying, oh, I didn't know about Loudoun Education Foundation, or I didn't know about the Fueled program, the Student Food Security Program, I often see that as a reflection on us of like, okay, we have some work to do to get that message out. And it's so, I love that so much of your, frankly, talent and skill set that you've dedicated specifically toward that over the summer. Would you share about that side of your work this past few months?
So, going into Job for a Day, I briefly learned about Fueled, which got me really interested in this initiative. And I started an initiative that worked with our schools and our clubs because clubs primarily are definitely where you can find lots of students who do want to give back. There are so many clubs that do volunteering activities. I know that I'm
Awesome.
personally in DECA and we love to do volunteer activities. And not just us, other high schools like Lightridge and Freedom around us want to help too. And this got me thinking about initiatives for DECA specifically, just because I have a position in it. And it gave me a really big opportunity to use that position and speak out about my internship. So the initiative that I created this year was the Pack the Pantry Challenge, which brought together three of our sister schools with ours. So it's John Champ, Lightridge, and Freedom that worked together, but also had a little fun competition. In September, we're planning to hold this challenge, and it helps us bring together the three schools, but also bring in all these extra products that we may need to help the students in our high schools that can't afford some of the student lunches and to pack their own lunches daily. So this gives them that extra help throughout the year. So this Pack the Pantry Challenge will measure all of our food and our hygiene products that students may need by the pound. And throughout the week, it'll show each high school's progress. And by the end of the week, we'll measure how much of a difference that we made just by the pounds of food and hygiene products that we've collected. And there will be a little bit competition to see and bring these students together and get them more interested and have some fun with it. And ultimately, there'll be a winner that will have the most amount of pounds based on the school. And they'll have a little fun trophy and prize.
And we have really worked hard to make it kind of fun and easy for individuals, or whether it's Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, neighbors, neighborhoods, churches, offices, to hold drives. And I feel like you took it to a level of creativity that honestly, because we're not students in the schools, we wouldn't have even thought of that. So we just so appreciate, and we're excited to see how this goes. And I think I think it'll hit. I think
I'm
it's pretty fun.
too.
One idea with it, correct me if I'm wrong, Marella, but isn't it like either one club or one school might fundraise or might hold a drive for one specific product, like tuna or shampoo, or so then it's a really clear directive. I feel like sometimes when there's a long list of what donations are needed, it's overwhelming. But when it's like, okay, 8 cans of tuna, I can pick that up at the store today and drop it off.
Yeah, I really think that also helps set that clear boundary because this also helps them, but it helps us because since we get a variety of different foods and hygiene products, this can help supplement and fill those holes of gaps of stuff that we need because we might get millions of toothbrushes, but nothing of toothpaste. So this will help us a lot try to fill in those holes and make those hygiene gifts perfect for our high schoolers and other
We
people in
see
need.
that quite a bit. And then just in general, I wanted to share a little bit about our internship program and how we got into it. Last fall, LCPS and we LEF partnered with them. They held a workforce development summit and invited about 300 business leaders and educators to come for a day to talk about what do local businesses want and need in a future workforce, helping to inform curriculum, which is pretty amazing. But then out of that, the conversation became, hey, students really need workforce or work-based learning experiences. And so few businesses, many businesses there that day said, well, we're a small business. We can't afford to take on an intern. We don't have a lot of wiggle room in our budget for that. So then LEF as a team, we went out and started fundraising for this new fund that we're calling the Workforce Development Fund, with the idea that small businesses, nonprofits, the town of Leesburg's actually piloting it this summer, the idea that donations from those who do have extra, who are willing to support the initiative, that can help cover the expense of an intern. And it's kind of a win-win because the business or the nonprofit gets to have an extra set of hands or a few extra sets of hands over a summer or over a set of time. And then it's a win for the students too, because they're getting that work-based learning experience. Our first funder for that is Loudoun Credit Union. So just a big shout out and thank you to them. But would you tell me what, from a student's perspective, assuming you would encourage other students to do an internship or to do job for a day, why would you? What do you feel like you got out of it, or what do you feel like they might get out of it?
So, starting off with job for a day, it wasn't something I planned on doing so far in advance. I just hopped into it and I'm really glad I did because it gave me this opportunity, but not only did it help me find these opportunities, it helped other students like my friends who also joined find out that some of the things that they may do or want to pursue aren't the right path for them. So this sets that clear pathway for them and also gives them a little snippet of experience so they can see what their daily life may be like in the future or what their internships might be like in that pathway. And for internships, I highly recommend them for anyone. And especially now that you've opened this new area for students to try and look for internships, I think it'd be really cool. And especially at this time, I was a junior when I reached out about this internship. This is a great time for students, especially during the summer, having this free time. You can reach out to any business. And I know from my experience personally, and everyone else that I've talked to that have been in internships, they came out with so much more experience. Not only the things that you can learn just in classroom, but I'm living life and every day in this internship like I could be working my future job. It gives me all these experiences with older people and with old people with experiences that have been done already that they can give me feedback that I may not know I learn something new every single day because of job for a day, I got to see something new, something that I wasn't even planning on pursuing, which turned into something I realized I really liked and
That
enjoyed
is
and something I could be really passionate about doing in the future.
at a degree in journalism, and you're in the classes and doing all that, but it was my first internship where I was like, okay, yes, this is what I want to do. That was my previous career, but I don't think what I learned in the first month of an internship I just couldn't learn in the classroom. And I think obviously you need both. So to have those paired together is just really powerful. And I know I've heard of Innova Loudoun Hospital takes on several or like 40 or 80 even, it might be 80 job for a day students every year. And they said, we have a couple who faint during it. And that's a really good, so then they know, I don't think, maybe I'll be in the marketing side of the hospital, but I don't think I need to be in the, delivery room or whatever it might be. So I think the experience is so good, whether you're discovering, I love this career or this isn't for me. So that's really, really exciting. I think, I guess now what's next for you going into your senior year?
Definitely now that I've gotten more experience from this internship, I want to research all the different pathways that come from this. Everything connected to nonprofit, everything in management and marketing, and everything I've learned.
Yeah.
And when thinking about those college apps and what I'm applying for, definitely look into how this could help me and what colleges fit me because of what I want to do in the future. And not only that, this internship starts as a pathway to what I could be doing. Internships in college helping me in this future, it definitely sets me more prepared and helps me with not only college apps, but even work in the future, any jobs I may have over the summer. And
Yeah.
I hope to keep continuing working with you guys, and at least keep in contact.
That's great. Well, we're so excited to see and be part of your next steps, and we just so appreciate everyone. Keep an eye out. You'll see on our social media the videos over the last few months, the photos, Marella's talent and skill set with design and marketing, and just the excitement. Just today, she was out hanging posters throughout the school administration building, again promoting our Fueled program. So just anything we've said, here's an idea, she rolls up her sleeve, does it, even helps with designing of the product. So we've just been so excited to have you here. But yes, don't go too far away for sure.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited for what I can do and what I've already done with you guys.
All right. Well, we'll talk very soon. Yeah. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thank you so much.